Hi, good evening everyone. So we are on the day 22 of the Gear Up Mains Answer Writing. In this week, we are discussing the international relation questions from the GS2. Yesterday we discussed about the specific organization, the BIMSTEC and the SARC. What are the similarity, what are the dissimilarity in between the SARC, and how India is focusing on these both organizations. And today we will discuss about the one more question which was asked in the UPSC 2021 about the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So let's see what was the question here. So the question was critically examine the aims and the objective of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The first part is the critically examine. We need to write both the part here. Critically examine the aims and the objective of the SCO. What importance does it hold for India? And this is the second part. We need to be right about the aims and objective. Aims and objective of the SCO. And remember, we need to critically analyze it. Aims and objective, we need to critically analyze it. And in the second part, we will write about the importance for India. How the SCO is importance for India. So we will focus on these both part in the answer. As usual, we are dividing our question in the three part. One is the introduction, second is the body part, and the third is the conclusion part. And all are the very important for an answer when you are writing. So in the introduction part, we will write about the SCO introduction, then we write the body part in the 2, and then we will conclude the answer. In the introduction part, you will write about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a basic introduction. The India become a full-time member of the SCO and in 2017 with the Pakistan. They are the various members of the SCO in which specifically the China, Russia, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, India, and the Pakistan and Russia. These are the members of the SCO. So this is a specific organization which is focusing on the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It's also focusing on the security of this region. Organization known as RATS, Regional Anti-Terrorism Security, is a specific organization of the SCO which is specifically focused on the terrorism. This organization area is also focusing on the economic perspective, regional balance, terrorism, and all the other things which a organization need to be maintained. So in the introduction part, you can write about the simple information about the SCO, when the India became the member of the SCO, and what are the countries specific are the members of the SCO. So you can write about these countries. Or in another way, you can start with the recent SCO meet. What are the conclusion of the recent SCO meet? Even you can give the reference of that meet in the introduction itself. Then in the body part, the question is specifically demanding about the aims and objective. What are the specific aims? What are the specific objective of these organizations? And how we can critically analyze it. Means we need to be right about the positive and the negative of the aims and objective. If there is something in the aims but the organization is not fulfilling that aims, so we need to give the examples and counter the argument there. Okay, so now let's come with the body part. How we will start the body part here. In the body part, we will divide the body in the two parts. One is the critical analysis of the aims and objective, and the second part is the how is India fulfilling its objective from the SCO, how is helping the India. Then in the goals and objective of the SCO, what are the specific goals of an organization? If there is any organization, any regional organization, there are some of the specific goals which are limited to each organization. Even it's the SARC, even it's the BIMSTEC, even it's the SCO, even it's any of the another organization in the area specifically. So there are some of the organization goals, like they are strengthening the relation between the country. They are focusing on the political political areas, they are focusing on the security, they are focusing on the economic cooperation, they are focusing on the combating threat, terrorism, radicalism, separatism. So they are some of the specific issue which their organization is focusing on. If any organization is developed on the basis of these objectives, means they are focusing on the terrorism, they are focusing on the regionalism, they are focusing on the separatism, economic cooperation, security, and the polity. They also ensure the joint efforts to maintain the peace and security in the region. This is also a common objective with the most of the organization. Then the trade, commerce, transport, and the terrorism. All T, trade, transport, and terrorism, 3T. This is also now become a common objective with all the organization. If you're not remembering some of the specific objectives, so you can write about some of the common objectives related to the organization. So the SCO is specific objective of the political security, economic cooperation, to phase out the terrorism, radicalism, separatism, to focusing on the trade, to focusing on the terrorism, and to focus on the transportation, means the connectivity, the TAPI pipelines, we will discuss about it. So they are specifically focused on these objectives. So we can start with what are the goals and the objective of the SCO. Now the question is demanding about the critically analysis, how we can critically analyze the objectives and the aims of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now let's see it, how we can do it. So critically examinations of specific aims and objectives, we are dividing under these headings. So we will write about what are the examples. These are focusing on the terrorism on the one side, but on the other side there is a different picture. So let's come to the one point. The point number first, they are combating the threat from the terrorism. So we can say the SCO members is combating the threat from the terrorism on the one side, but on the another side, Pakistan and China recognizing the Taliban government in Afghanistan. So on the one side, they are saying we are combating the threats, we are combating the terrorism, but on the other side, they are legitimatizing the government in the Taliban government in Afghanistan. So this is the counter issue. So we can write about these both lines here. Then the stability in the region. Stability in the region, Russia interference with the Russia military influence in the region. On the one side, the organization is talking about the stability in this specific region, the Central Asian region. And then the Russia military interference in that region is also a question mark. So this is the second point, how they are focusing on the specific, the stability. Then if we are coming to the trade and commerce part, due to the trust deficit between the country, trust deficit between India, China, Pakistan, and some of the Central Asian country, the trade and commerce cannot increase. So the SCO objective was to increase the trade, the 3T we discussed. But due to the trust deficit factor, there is a limited trade and commerce between these countries. So there is not a huge trades, but there is a limited trade and commerce except the India and China, where the India is the largest trading partner in the case of import from the China. Poor economic cooperation between the country. Again, the region, if the trade and commerce are the less, then the economic cooperation will be also less. अगर ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स ही नहीं होगा तो पुअर इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन भी इन कंट्री के बीच में होंगे. स्पेसिफिकली डेमोक्रेटिक वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर, स्पेसिफिकली इन दिस केस वी कैन राइट अबाउट द डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस, कैसे कैसे चीजें फॉर्म होती हैं. इन दैट केस वी कैन राइट अबाउट, दे आर नॉट स्पेसिफिकली अबाउट डेमोक्रेटिक वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर. And the limited transportation and the connectivity, there is a limited connectivity and the transportation in between these countries. So these all points are targeting the aims and objectives of the SCO. On the one side, they are focusing on the trade, they are focusing on the transportation, they are focusing on the terrorism, but on the another side, they are not combating the threat and terrorism because they are focusing on specifically, like they are legitimizing the government of Taliban in Afghanistan. In the second case, in the stability of the region, the Russia military interference in the SCO, Then we can say that limited trade and commerce between the highest trust deficit. Then the poor economic cooperation between the country, like due to the China initiative or China road and the belt initiatives. And the democratic world order is oxymoron for the SCO, because of China superiority. China itself is a not democratic country. Then the limited transportation, the trust deficit among the country, and the terrain issue will lead to the limited transportation. The democratic world order, due to the China is itself not a democratic country. Poor economic cooperation due to the trust deficit, due to the China-Pakistan economic corridor, this is also not good. Limited trade and commerce, that due to trust deficit, there is a very less trade between the country. Stability of the region, Russian military interference, combating threat of terrorism, we are recognizing the Taliban government in the Afghanistan. Limited transportation due to the terrain, and not successful multiple projects here. So these are the aims and objectives which can be critically analyzed on these way. So this was the demand of the question. You need to be right about these examples in these each points. Now, how is India fulfilling its objectives? How its importance for the India? How the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is importance for the India? Security region. We discuss about the RATS, regional anti-terror securities, RATS. चूहा मत समझना, it's a RATS organization, regional anti-terror security. These are specifically for the maintaining the security of the region, to controlling the regional terrorism. They are focusing on the internal security of this region, and they are providing the information related to these one. If the countries are engaging with each other, they are getting the information from the country. They are getting the information from all the members of the SCO regarding any terrorism and regarding any internal security issue. And the RATS, there is an organization which are specifically focused on the terrorism. So they are very helpful in the case of the security issues. They are providing security to the region. Second, in the case of the economy, market access. The first point is the market access. If we say the China and India is a highly populated country in the world. India is now on the number 1 and China is on the number 2. And in this case, they are having a high market. Even the Central Asian country, so India can have a market access in the Central Asian country, can have market access in the China, even the market access in the Russia also. So these countries are providing a very good market access through this organization. So it's playing a very good role for the India, importance for the India. Then the resource availability. The Central Asian region is rich in various resources. These are rich in the uranium resources and some of the other resources which are the unexplored till now, but they are having a huge resource for the energy, uranium resources, and the resources related to the other things. So in the resource availability and the energy security, you will write the examples of the uranium. So the Central Asian region, economic perspective, this is the economic perspective related to the importance for the India. If we come to the foreign policy, how it will help in the foreign policy in India? It's connect the Central Asia policy. The India Central Asian policy connect with the SCO, and it will help to India to achieve its gain in that region. Means it's also helping in the foreign policy to connect the Central Asia. Political tie, if the India is a member of any of the organization, any of the regional organization, it increase the political ties. Political tie, diplomatic tie between the country, like the member of the SCO, China, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, these are the members. So they are improving the diplomatic tie with these countries. So this is the importance for India for the SCO. So you can write this part in the importance, how the SCO is important for India. Now let's come to the next part, the conclusion. We discuss about the two part. One part is about the critically analysis of the aims and objective of the SCO, and the second part we discussed about how the SCO is helpful, the advantages for India. These are the two main core demand of the question. Now in the last part, we will write about the conclusion. The same, we will write a balanced conclusion here. On the one side, the SCO is focusing on the tackling the terrorism, focusing on the internal security, focusing on economic tie, trade and developments. In the trade and developments and the connectivity, the TAPI pipeline which is going through the Central Asia, which help India to gain its momentum, to improve its diplomatic tie, to improve the connectivity of the Central Asian region. On the other hand, China and Pakistan recognizing the government of the Taliban. There is a China-Pakistan economic corridor, which is a question mark for the India. So these points you can write in the conclusion part. So this is about the question of Central SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, aims and objective, how we can critically analyze and how the India is take advantage of the SCO. I hope this is clear to everyone, how to decode a question, how to break into the various part, and what we can write in the some of the specific parts. If you analyze the international relation question, you will find there are only the 6-7 dimensions from which the question is asked by the UPSC. So before preparation of any of the subject of the UPSC, please try to analyze the questions, how the UPSC is framing the question, how they are asking the question, and what area they are linking with each other. They are asking from the Indian neighbor, they are asking from the local organization, they are asking from the diaspora, they are asking the question from the Central Asian region, and the one of the question from the Pacific region. So these are some of the area where the UPSC is continuously asking the question. Request to you, please try to write answer, please submit the answer, so you can be, it will be very helpful for you. If you are writing the answer continuously, it will improve your answer writing practice, it will improve your answer structure, and you will write the answer according to the question demand. So we will meet tomorrow again at 6 p.m. with the new question related to the international relation. This was the day 22, and we will meet tomorrow again at 6 p.m. Okay, bye bye, take care. We will meet tomorrow.